Hi everyone, we're Mimicker, here to introduce all kinds of knowledge, even the stuff we didn't know about.
That's right. And today we're looking at a digital mystery that is uh, honestly baffling tech analysts all over the world.
It really is. Let's go back to July 2023. Do you remember that summer? Elon Musk had just taken over Twitter, renamed it X, and the whole platform felt, well, chaotic.
It was definitely the Wild West of social media. And right in the middle of all that, Meta saw its chance and launched Threads.
The Twitter killer. I remember the launch. It was like explosive. Everyone I knew signed up on day one.
The numbers were just historic. It hit 100 million users in 5 days. I mean, that beat ChatGPT's record.
Wow.
I felt like this huge digital migration was happening.
But then nothing, for most of us anyway. I feel like after that first week, everyone just kind of drifted away. People went back to Instagram for the photos or, reluctantly went back to X.
And the data totally backs that up. In almost every major market, the US, the UK, you name it, daily active users just plummeted after that first month. The Twitter killer looked dead on arrival.
It felt like a total ghost town.
Except for one very specific place on the map. There was one island where the user graph didn't crash. It went up, and it just kept going up. We're talking about what some are calling the Taiwan anomaly.
This is what we're digging into today, because when you actually look at the numbers, they just don't make any sense. Why did Taiwan, of all places, become the global stronghold for this app?
To give you a sense of the scale here, get this. By April 2024, almost a year later, Taiwan ranks second in the world for traffic share on Threads.
Okay, wait, I have to pause you there because I don't think people get how wild that is. The number one spot is the United States.
With a population of about 330 million people.
And number two is Taiwan. Population, 23 million.
Exactly.
That is a massive disparity. You have this island with a tiny fraction of the U.S. population, and they are generating the second highest traffic on the planet. That's punching way, way above their weight class.
It's statistically bizarre. And it's not just about downloads. Downloads are a vanity metric. What we really care about is stickiness.
Stickiness?
Yeah, it's the industry term for engagement. How long do you stay on the app? How often do you come back? The data shows that Taiwanese users spend way more time on the app, higher page views per visit. Everything.
Right.
They aren't just visiting Threads. They're like living there.
So why? I mean, that's the obvious question. Did they get a different version of the app? Did Zuckerberg have some secret plan for Taipei?
Unlikely. No, the code is exactly the same. This is actually a perfect case study of how culture can completely override code. Taiwan didn't just adopt the app. They repurposed it for a very specific cultural need. And to understand it, you have to learn a concept they call Fei Wen.
Fei Wen? I've never heard that term. What does it mean?
Literally, it translates to waste text or nonsense.
Waste text. That sounds kind of useless. Why would I want to read nonsense?
Well, in Taiwan, it's actually a term of endearment. You see, Taiwan has this really unique internet history. Long before Facebook, there was and still is a system called PTT.
PTT, like a forum.
Think older, much older. It's a bulletin board system. Picture the internet from a 90s movie. Black screen, green text, no photos, totally anonymous.
So people are still using this ancient tech.
Millions of them. It's where the real, raw soul of the Taiwanese internet lives. It's where you go to complain, trash talk, and share thoughts without worrying about how you look.
So it's the anti-Instagram?
Precisely. But here's the problem. PTT is legendary, but the interface is ancient. It's really hard for Gen Z to use. But that desire for raw, text-based nonsense for Fei Wen, it never went away. When Threads launched, it just accidentally filled that exact vacuum.
That's interesting. I'd have thought Facebook would be the place for text. Why didn't they just use that?
Oh, in Taiwan, Facebook is basically dead for anyone under 30. It's considered elders' territory.
A digital retirement home.
Absolutely. It's where your aunt posts good morning flower pictures and your parents are watching everything you do. You can't be your real self.
Okay, so Facebook is out, but Instagram is where the young people are, right?
Instagram is the highlight reel. The pressure there is just exhausting. You have to get the perfect photo, the perfect vibe. But Threads became the home of the real self.
So if Instagram is for your fancy dinner photo, Threads is where you post what?
Threads is where you post that your breakfast sandwich was soggy, or that you failed a test, or that you're feeling dizzy.
Dizzy, like lightheaded.
It's slang. In this context, it means you're like falling for someone, emotionally off balance. That barista was cute, now I'm dizzy.
I see. So it's just this low-pressure place where you can dump your thoughts, your waste text.
Exactly. It's cozy. And there's one other huge factor making it so cozy, the language mode.
Right. Because Meta is blocked in China.
Correct. And usage in Hong Kong is very different. So if you're on Threads, typing in traditional Chinese, you're almost exclusively talking to other Taiwanese people. It became this incredibly pure, high-density echo chamber.
Like a giant private group chat for the whole island?
It really is. It's full of specific slang like broken defense, which means you're emotionally triggered. It feels safe because everyone just gets it.
Okay, so that explains the cultural side. They were hungry for it. But let's talk about the tech. Plenty of apps try to be text first and fail. Does Threads work differently than, say, Facebook?
Fundamentally differently. And this is really the key to understanding modern social media. It's the difference between a social graph and an interest graph.
Okay, let's break that down. Facebook is the social graph, I'm guessing?
Yes. The social graph is like a dinner party. You see content because you know the person who posted it. The connection comes first.
Right. If my friends are boring, my feed is boring.
Exactly. But Threads, like TikTok, uses an interest graph. It doesn't care that much who you follow. It cares about what the algorithm thinks you'll like. It's always pushing content from strangers at you.
I have noticed that. I'll open it and see a post from someone I've never heard of.
That's the stranger bonus. And it is addictive. You could have an account with, say, 100 followers, post one funny thought about bubble tea.
And wake up to 1 million views.
It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
The algorithm is hunting for engagement, not followers. If a post hits a nerve, the system just amplifies it to everyone. It turns discovery into a slot machine.
So how does it know what I like if I'm not following these people?
Well, this is where we have to look at how it works. It relies very heavily on the way the algorithm processes the data we collect.
The data we collect.
It is. The algorithm isn't just listening to what you say you like. It's watching your subconscious behavior. The data we collect includes how long you pause on a post, what you screenshot, even what you scroll past really fast.
So if I stop to read a waste text complaint, the app learns, okay, he likes complaints.
Precisely. That behavioral data lets it serve you content from strangers that keeps you scrolling. And the design is low friction. No filters, no hashtags needed, 500-character limit.
It's snackable.
Very. You can read 50 waste texts in the time it takes to watch one YouTube video.
So we have the culture, we have the tech. But there was a specific event that acted like rocket fuel for all this, right? Something that took it from just popular to essential.
The 2024 presidential election.
Of course. It always comes back to politics.
In Taiwan, you really can't separate the rise of Threads from the political climate. In the run-up to the election, there was this huge anxiety, especially among pan-green or DPP-leaning supporters. They even had a term for it, dried mango.
Dried mango, like the snack.
It's a pun. It sounds like national doom in Mandarin Wanguogan. Basically, they felt they were losing the information war on other platforms. They saw TikTok as being dominated by pro-China narratives.
So Threads became the anti-TikTok.
A defensive base. A fortress. People migrated there. But what's really fascinating is how the politicians reacted. They realized they couldn't just post press releases. To survive on Threads, you had to become a net idol.
A net idol. A politician trying to be an influencer. That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
It usually is. But some of them really cracked the code. Take this senior legislator, Zhang Yunpeng.
Right. I saw this in the notes. He lost his election, didn't he?
He did. But during the campaign, people started noticing his son, who they called D.
And Dede is an expert on policy.
No, Dede is just incredibly handsome, like K-pop idol handsome. The internet went wild for him.
So what did his dad do?
He leaned into it. He rebranded his entire Threads account. He started calling himself Dede's dad. He posted self-deprecating jokes about being less popular than his own son.
That's hilarious and actually really smart.
It worked. He got more famous after losing than he ever was as a politician. He understood the waste text vibe. You have to show vulnerability.
And it wasn't just him. Even President Tsai Ing-wen joined, right?
She did. She started using, like, Y2K slang to sound less like a president and more like a cool aunt. It just broke down that whole hierarchy.
And did that energy just fade away after the election?
Not at all. It evolved. After the election, it became the hub for civic action. During the Bluebird movement, these big protests over legislative reform threads was where everyone organized.
A bit like Twitter during the Arab Spring.
A very similar function. It's wild to think an app can be used for soggy sandwich complaints and massive political protests at the same time.
It is a unique mix. And speaking of that, we have to talk about pop culture because it's not just the politicians.
Oh, absolutely. This celebrity interaction on Threads there is unlike anything I've seen.
Tell me about this guy they call the neighborhood chief.
That would be Kaiko. He's a very famous actor.
So why Neighborhood Chief?
Because he patrols the app. He treats it like a game. He'll post something like, I'm in the East District right now, and suddenly hundreds of fans are out looking for him.
That sounds chaotic.
It is. But here's the kicker, he replies. A fan will post, I think I see you, and he'll comment back, yep, that's me.
That completely shatters the idol mystique.
Totally. And the app has a feature that makes this even more intense. Voice replies.
I'll write the audio comments.
Imagine you're a fan, and a famous actor replies to your question with a voice message. It feels like a private note from a friend. That creates a level of intimacy and addiction that's off the charts.
Fostering those parasocial relationships.
Exactly. And that whole vibe is spilled into business too. They're calling it the unpolished economy.
Unpolished? I thought brands wanted to be shiny and perfect.
Polished is poison on threads. If you post a glossy ad, people just scroll right past it. They want the mess.
Like that story about the cafe? The unopened cafe?
My favorite example. This owner, instead of posting beautiful latte art before his grand opening,
He posted what?
his problems. He started chronicling his mental breakdowns. I'm out of money. The renovation is a disaster. I don't think I can open on time.
He posted his failures before he even opened.
Every single one. And people got invested. They started rooting for this guy. It created this huge cult following.
So it became like a reality show.
And on opening day, the line was down the block. Not because the coffee was famous, but because they felt like they knew his struggle. Vulnerability was the brand.
It's even changing how companies hire people. I read about a vibe check.
Yeah, recruiters are looking at candidates' Threads accounts, but not for their resume. They're looking for cultural fit.
So, are you funny? Do you understand the memes?
Basically, it's hiring based on personality, all displayed through your waist text.
That is, kind of terrifying. I don't know if I want my boss reading my complaints.
Well, that brings us to the dark side, because it's not all fun and games.
Right. There has to be a psychological toll to being plugged into a constant stream of other people's thoughts.
It's the speed. Topics change by the hour. If you don't open the app for a few hours, you feel totally lost. The FOMO is intense.
And what about the humble bragging?
It's rampant. You'll see posts like, ugh, I only make $50K a month, I'm so useless.
Which, for a lot of people, is a good salary.
Exactly. It's a complaint disguised as a flex, and it creates this relative deprivation that makes everyone else feel inadequate.
And the platform itself is going to change. That has to make money.
Yep. Ads are coming in January 2025.
That could kill the vibe overnight.
It's the billion-dollar question. If you interrupt this stream of raw, authentic text with a slick ad for a car, it's going to feel really jarring.
And then there's the algorithm itself. You said it learns from the data we collect.
Right. And we know that anger drives engagement even better than humor.
Algorithmic rage.
There's a real risk that the algorithm will start pushing rage bait content designed to make you angry, just to keep you tapping. It could turn this chill space into another battlefield.
I want to end on a slightly weird note. You mentioned something about the name Threads.
Ah, yes. A little piece of dark irony.
Go on.
The app shares its name with a very famous 1984 British film.
And it's not a comedy, I take it.
Far from it. It's a terrifyingly realistic film about nuclear war and the complete collapse of society.
Cheerful?
Some users have pointed out the irony. The movie Threads is about the fabric of society unraveling. The app Threads, well, some would say it represents the unraveling of our attention spans, a metaphor for information overload.
Wow. From handsome sons to societal collapse. That took a turn.
That's what happens when you do a deep dive.
So what's the big takeaway here? Is the Threads effect just a fluke?
I don't think so. I think it shows people are tired of the polished fake internet. They're craving connection, even if it's messy.
So Taiwan didn't just adopt an app, they bent it to fit their culture.
And in doing so, they beat the algorithm just by being human.
For now, at least.
Exactly.
For now.
Well, that is a lot to think about. Thanks for tuning into this episode. If you enjoyed our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and turn on the notification bell.